Hey, my name is Jonathan Rogers. I'm the Technical Director at Grinding Games, and I'm here to talk to you about Path of Exile.
So Jonathan, can you go into detail of what is Path of Exile?
So Path of Exile is an online action RPG. It's a top-down perspective. You run around, you fight monsters, and more importantly, you collect items. But one of the main things that we'd like to focus on is having a really strong character customization system. So in Path of Exile, you can take your skills and you can jam them together with support gems and create something really unique.
So what are you showing new here for Path of Exile?
So we're going to be releasing into 1.0 on October the 23rd, and one of the main things we're doing with this new with this release is adding a 7th character class. So prior to this, we had 6 character classes. They represented the combinations of strength, dexterity, and intelligence. The new character class is kind of a prestige class for Path of Exile, and it unlocks when you get to the end of the game, and it allows you to have a class that can do all 3 of those things in one go.
Can you talk about what the process has been like bringing Path of Exile to life?
So we started 7 years ago. We were just 3 guys in a garage, and we kind of thought, hey, we really like action RPGs. We haven't had a good one for a while. I reckon we could probably do it. That's kind of what we thought. And we thought, oh yeah, 2.5 years. That's about how long we think it'll take. We've got some friends, we've got a bit of money. I think they'll fund it. And here we are 7 years later. So it took a bit longer than we expected, but I think that we made something pretty good in the end.
Can you talk about what's going to be included in the launch of Path of Exile?
One of the things that we're adding some more PvP features. So one of the big things is capture the flag. We're adding guilds, which is another big one, something that we didn't have before. We're adding a lot of things to do with guilds, like guild PvP options and like guild challenges and like guild points for our event system, and a few things like that. That's a big one for us.
What do you guys like about being able to be crowdfunded, so to speak, for this game?
Yeah, so crowdfunding has been great. So when we went to open beta, when we were in closed beta, we had these supporter packs. We sold about $2.5 million of them, and it was really successful. So it's a lot like Kickstarter, except that we ran it on our own website, that's been really good. We also had an additional set of packs when we went to open beta, and so that's been very successful.
What do you think crowdfunding opens up for games in today's era?
Well, it's definitely a very good model. The ability to for the community to support something means that the developer has a lot more freedom away from publishers. But on the other hand, you have to be really careful because there are a lot of people out there who didn't necessarily understand how difficult game development is. When we started, we didn't really understand, right? We had to learn that the hard way, and it's lucky that we managed to get through it. But it's definitely really liberating for a lot of reasons. Just you have to be very careful what you invest in.
You also went into detail about how people, if they gave you X amount of dollars, could actually create an item in the game or even a monster.
Yeah. So basically, when we launched our first campaign, we had $1,000 to create a unique item for the game, and we had a bunch of people do that. I think it was like 180 in the first pass, and then for the second run of funding, we had $1,500, which a ton more people bought. So we have about 360 something like that people who can basically have paid money to create items for the game. And that effectively allows us to work with the community, which has been really good because they come up with some really interesting ideas. The community sort of competes to who can come up with the zaniest unique, which has actually meant that there's a lot of really interesting stuff going on in the unique creation process. And then for $12,500 at the moment, we've got a thing where you can create a monster for the game. So we've got 2 people so far who have bought that, and that's really fun. They've got some really interesting ideas, and they want some really unique stuff. So we have to sort of work hard to do that for them.